Hey everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome back to my Return to Frostgrave campaign. This is the third delve or third return to the Frozen City. And if you've been following along and you've downloaded my sheet, and if you haven't, you can get this. There's a link in the video description where you can download this PDF. One side is one page is my solo rules and the modifications I do, some homebrew rules for playing solo. And then on the flip side, I have the challenge sheet, which basically reminds me how to set up an encounter. It's based on the wizard's level, so it will get harder as the wizard rises in level. But there's also some slight tweaks in there just to keep the game interesting. The first two games, my cheat sheet says just play a basic solo game. And for a basic game, you place, you roll for random creatures at the end of each round, beginning with round one. But for this one, you're actually going to start. So it says basic game and then roll 2 times for a starting random monster at the far edge, which will be way down there, using the level 2 encounter column. The level 2 encounter column is a little bit harder than the level 1, so the game is getting a little bit harder. I'm going to roll 2 d20s, and this will tell me which creature starts down there, or creatures. I rolled a 9 and a 5. The 5 is a bear, and the 9 is ice spiders. All right, I do have ice spiders, and it just says ice spiders 2, right? Nope, just 1. All right, 1 and a bear. So let me get my bear out. And for this, I have a regular bear, not a polar bear. And these will begin down here on this side. They will move randomly at first until they get a look at me. And if you haven't read this, it also tells you where to put the treasure tokens. So I'm going to be placing 3 treasure tokens. And for this, what I do is I use gold coins. They make it, I think they're easier to spot on the table for you. So let me place those. And the way they're placed is they have to be placed beyond the halfway. So halfway along this length. And 2 must be 6 inches beyond the halfway line, and the third must be 12 inches beyond the halfway. So what we'll do is, this is a 3-foot table, so it's 36 inches. So I'm going to put 1 here at the 18, and then I'm going to move it 6 inches back, and it will be at the 12. So it's right there, if you can see it. I'm going to come over here, and this one's going to be the exact same thing. It will be 18 plus 6, it'll be 24 inches, which is going to be right here. And I put it about 4 to 5 inches in from the edge. And then the last one is, what did I say, 8 inches in a random, the third must be placed 12 inches beyond the halfway line. Yeah, so 12 inches plus 18 is 30. So 6 inches from this side. Let's see, 6 inches from right here, which puts it right there in front of these creatures. So let me rotate this around. There's the more important treasure. And then we've got one right here, and then one over here. And those will be the 3 key treasures that I'm trying to get. Now, if you watched the previous videos, you already know this, but I'll repeat it. The one on the left and the one on the right, they're just standard treasures. You'll roll for those to see what they are. But if you can get that far treasure and get it off any edge, it will be a roll on the magic weapon and armor table. So there's a good reason to go for that one if you can. And then finally, every game has a secret to be discovered. And what I do is I'm going to place this token. It's a treasure chest. It says place it 8 inches from the third treasure token in a random direction. So I'm going to spin this around here, and you can see it right here. I'm going to roll this yellow die for the direction, and that way, 8 inches. All right, so this one will be 8 inches in that direction, 6, 7, 8, right there. Okay, 8 inches. That one, if you can get it does not hurt your movement speed, but if you get it off the table at the end of the game, you can roll a d20 and it will be something really cool. All right, that is that. We will go ahead and get started. And remember, at the end of each round, I'll be adding a wandering monster to the table. It just keeps the game a little dangerous and moving quickly. All right, I've got my heroes set up the way I like them. I did change out some of my miniatures, so if they don't look exactly the same as the last two, for some reason, I lost my apprentice miniature. Couldn't find it, can't find it anywhere. So I have switched out my apprentice and my wizard just so that I can keep an eye on, they're easy for my eyes to catch. All right, let's go ahead and remember, it goes wizard phase, apprentice phase, creature phase, and then soldier phase. All right, on my wizard's turn, we have a line of sight to these treasures. We know where they are. So I want to get them. So on this one, what I did was I didn't put a lot of blocking terrain down. I want the creatures to see me quickly, but I also wanted to be able to move, have a more general, a more freedom to move my miniatures. For that reason, I have a central piece and then 4 angled pieces. And this is sort of like an old, I don't know, probably an old school, old wizardry school. And you can see the floor, the cobblestone floor beneath the snow. And so it's not got a lot of debris, no trees, things like that. All right, let's get going. The wizard will group activate with the 3 around him. They will first do their move. If you do it as a group, you need to do the move action first. So the wizard will move 6, and then the other ones will move 6 around him. And I do have telekinesis, which can move tokens closer to me, but maybe I just want to enhance a weapon. Now, let's get the telekinesis. I haven't used it yet in this game. All right, for telekinesis, it says the spellcaster may move any treasure within 16 inches. Let me see if that's... I may not be in range. Oh, I am not. That is 18. So on my next turn, I'll be able to cast telekinesis. I need to move 2 inches towards that treasure. I don't yet see the secret treasure over there, but we'll figure that out. All right, so that means I can double move. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to move everybody... No, I'm not. I want my wizard to cast a spell and keep the soldiers tight. So I'm going to cast Enchant Armor. I need an 8. I got a 14, and I'm going to cast that on my... it's +1 armor. I'm going to cast that on my thug, and he goes up to 11 armor. And let me redo my man-at-arms. The man-at-arms, I modified him from last time, but these stats should go down. Man-at-arms is 630, and then 12, 112. 12 health. Okay, there we go. All right, the man-at-arms has a +3 fight, and a 12 armor, so I'll give the armor bonus to one of my thugs. And that is the end of the wizard phase. I did cast a successful spell, so I will be tracking that on my board down here. You get 10 XP for every successful spell. So every turn, you and your apprentice, your wizard and your apprentice, need to be casting spells if possible, because it's just XP, XP, XP. All right, I'm going to spin these around to face me to indicate they have gone. And it is now the apprentice phase. The apprentice is pretty much going to do the same thing. I see that token over there. We're going to make a run for it. 6 inches puts him right there. And then I'm going to put the others around him. And it leaves my 2 archers to... I'm going to try to get them up high so they'll have a view of the battlefield. The apprentice can also cast telekinesis, but we're not in range. So I will cast Enchant Armor. The apprentice needs to roll a 10. And I rolled a 4. I am not going to take 6 points of health to make that a success. So I will mark that as a failed spell. You still get 5 XP for that. and that is going to be the end of my apprentice phase. So, if you're new to Frostgrave and you have random creatures, let me spin this around so you'll see. So I have 2 random creatures here. They won't attack each other. There is a random creature movement chart, and let me tell you the page number. It is on, where are you? Sorry, playing the game, stat rolls, movement, falling, swimming. Where are you? Not finding it, but I know it's in here. Creature actions. Okay, on page 70, you play this game enough and you'll get these questions down. First off, is the creature in combat? No for both. Is there a Warband member in line of sight? If yes, they will fire a ranged weapon or they will move directly towards it. If not, you go to a random movement phase. And for the random movement, move the creature its full move distance. So even if it moves its full distance, if it spots me, it's still supposed to move the full distance. I've always played that if along the path that it's moving its full distance, if it sees one of my Warband members off to the left, that it would stop. The rules, somebody emailed me this, the rules stay, it says you move them their full distance. Once this is complete, the creature if it has another action, you do it again. Except this time, it says check step 2 once more. If there's no target present, the creature activation ends, and no second action is taken. So it will not do a double move. It will just do that one move. So again, it's on page 70. You roll again. And by the way, it says if it moves into a wall or other obstacle, stop its movement at that point. So boom. All right, so let's do the bear. I'm going to roll this yellow die, and what I do is I look at the bear, and I figure that's true north, and I roll this die, and wherever it's pointing, that's where it's going to go. It's going to go this way, and the bear, I swear, I keep forgetting to get my cards printed for these creatures so I don't have to look them up. The bear is a move 6. I'm going to write this down in my book here so I don't have to keep looking at it. Bear is a move 6, a fight plus 4. Ooh. Don't worry about the shoot. Armor is 12 and health is 14. And it's strong, which means it adds 2 damage, plus 2 damage whenever it does damage. So it will move 6 in this direction. And using that flow chart, does it see anybody? No, so it stops. It will not perform another action. The spider will move this way, and the spider, the ice spider, excuse me, let me write that one down. The ice spider is a move of 4, fight plus 2. It doesn't shoot. Armor 10, and health is 5. And it has it has poison, excuse me. Oh no, I did that all wrong. I was looking at the ice toad. It's movement 6, fight plus 1, armor 8, and health 4. That's okay, that's better. And like I said, it has poison. So poison says attacks are venomous and deal poison damage. In the book somewhere it says if you're poisonous, I believe you only get 1 action per turn. I'll look that up if it happens, but hopefully I'll kill that spider well before it ever attacks. All right, so the spider will move this way 6 inches. And does it see anybody? No, so it will stay put. And that is the end of the creature phase. It is now the soldier phase. I want to get my archers up high, or at least as high as I can. I'm going to put this one up here, and I want to get this one maybe even up here. So the way this works is the archers can move 6. So this one will move 3, and then it's 2 inches per 1 inch of height. This is to this floor right here is 4 inches, so which is actually 8 inches of movement. You can double move for 9. Your first move is your full move, and then your second move is half of that. So if your move is 6, you can move 6, and then you can move half of that, 3, for a total of 9. I moved 3, which means I have 6 left. And remember, this is 4, so it's actually another 8 inches. I can't do that So instead, I'll just climb to this one and I'll stop. This one right here, I will move them a full 6. And then the height of this is 1.5. Well, it's 1.5. So this one could actually climb up to there. So right here and another one right up in there. They're just aiming to get up high. And that is the end of round 1. Now I roll for a wandering creature. And you do that on page 177. If your wizard is level 7 or below, you'll be rolling on that first column. So I'm rolling on the first column, and I rolled a 16, which is a wolf. The creatures are a little less, I won't say less deadly, they're just not as, I mean, when you get up into column 3, you're dealing with demons, ghosts, werewolves, vampires, that kind of thing. All right, so we have a wolf, and the wolf will appear in a random corner. It says, you roll a d20, and on a 1 to 5, it's over here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I rolled a 15, which means it is over here. And I will put the wolf there, and it will activate on the new creature phase. And now it is the wizard phase. Now at this point, I don't see any creatures. I'm getting kind of nervous. I'm going to have my wizard move up 6. And the others will move around him. And now we're going to see if we see that spider over here, which I think we can. The spider will see me. Oh, yes. The spider can see this one right here. The wizard can't see the spider, but I moved 6 only because I want to cast a spell. I'm going to try to cast telekinesis and get this token closer to me. So the telekinesis spell requires me to roll at a 10. And what did you do with your die, Jim? There it is. So I'm going to rotate this so you can see the wizard's here. Line of sight, it is within 16 inches. So telekinesis, I need a 10, right? Yep, 10. I rolled a 17, so I do cast it successfully. It says you can move it 6 inches in any direction as long as it remains in sight the entire time. So I will move it 6 inches towards the wizard. Right there. And that was a successful spell. My man-at-arms yells out. We have a contact. He sees the spider over here. The spider sees him. So that's going to be interesting. I also now have spotted another item of interest, so I want to be able to get that. But now it is the apprentice's turn. I'm going to spin all these guys around to face me so I know that they've moved. And then these guys get moved away from me, facing away to indicate they are active, as do these guys, that one and this one. Okay. All right, apprentice, same thing. I'm going to move the apprentice 6 inches. And there is a bear over there. Nope, the bear's behind that thing. Okay, so 6 puts him here. And then the rest of these guys are just sort of around him. Now, for my apprentice, the wolf now spots this guy. He moved, but remember, you move your full distance, and the wolf has spotted me now. But I've also spotted the treasure. This guy yells out, we have a wolf, but I can't see him with my apprentice, so I'm not going to be able to cast a spell. So I'm going to do telekinesis on this one and hopefully get it closer to me. I need to roll a 12. I got a nat 20. Oh, I wish you could double it or something, but you can't. All right, I will move this token 6 inches in my direction. And that is another successful spell. And now it is time for the monsters. Well, let's go ahead and get the wolf since I'm there. The wolf's stats are move 8. Yeah, he's coming at me. Fight +1. Armor 10. I don't write their shoot down because animals don't shoot. And health 6. Okay. This one can move 8 inches. Well, that is going to put him directly... he's going to attack my apothecary. Okay. So he moved his 8, and now he will attack. I'm going to roll, if I can find it, I will roll the green die for the monsters. Blue die is mine. I always do that. After a while, you just get used to, okay, looking for blue. Blue is mine. The apothecary is +1 fight. The wolf is +1 fight. The wolf is attacking. The wolf rolled a 5. I rolled a nat 20. Kid you not. All right. 20 plus 1 is 21. Minus armor 10 is 11. It only has 6 health. And the apothecary took out a wolf. Sometimes the game goes your way. Sometimes it does not. All right. That was good. Let's do the bear. The bear does not see me. You would think the bear would smell humans, but maybe in the cold air it just can't. I don't know. Or maybe my soldiers are so smelly that they smell like wild animals. Bear, which way are you going to move? I always level it so I can get a right roll. It's going to move this way. The bear moves 6 inches. Now it will go around, so it wants to go 6, which would put it right here. It wants to go there. So let me mark that. That's its target. And it will go 4 and 2. Yeah, it can get there. 4 and then 2. And at this point, the bear sees my apothecary, and it will double move. The bear moves 6, so now it will move 3 in my direction. 3 puts it right there. All right, we have I hate bears. I hate vampires, bears, werewolves, anything big. They are just really hard. And now we go to the spider. The spider sees my guy, so it will double move straight at me. The ice spider is a move of 6, so it can move 9 inches in all, and it will move straight towards who it sees. It will move 6, which puts it right there. And then the closest is my pikeman right here, so he will move 3 towards him. All right, we got a spider heading towards us, and that is the end of the enemy phase. It is now the soldier phase. The soldiers, this one only has to climb, I think this is 3. Yep, 6 inches to get here, and then he can move 3 more, which would be here. Now, I'm going to put him here. He double moved, so he will not be able to fire at that spider this turn. This one can move 6 and 3, so 6 inches will get up here, and then 3 inches will put him on the balcony here. I can see the bear, but again, cannot fire. Double moved. My turn is over. That is the end of the turn. Now we roll for a new enemy. Page 176. Roll a d20. Where's my d20? A 14 is a wild dog. All right. Lots of canines here. All right, a wild dog. I'm using the wolf. The wolf and my dog. I use a wolf and a dog is the same thing. I'll use a wild boar just to differentiate, but the boar will be a wild dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. I rolled a 2, so it's over near my wizard. So I've got a wild dog and a spider bearing down on me. So a wild dog. Let me get their stats. Move 8, of course. Move 8. Fight +0, it says. Armor 8. And health 4. So it's not as powerful as the wolf, but close to it. It's got the same move speed, just less armor, less health, and less fight. All right, we now are to the wizard phase. The wizard has a lot going on here. I got a dog that's going to be bearing down on me. It can move 8, which means it will get to my apothecary. My man-at-arms. The spider, which can move 6, it also. So I need to get my soldiers in play, or my soldiers up front to guard me. My pikeman will move 6. He will engage. I'll measure that, but I'm 90% sure that was, yeah. I got the movement. And the pikeman is +2 fight. The spider is +1 fight. I rolled an 11 to its 12. Now it's +1, so it got 13. My 11 +2 is 13, so it is a tie. Nothing happens. we stay engaged. All right, I should have had my wizard fire a spell, but that's all right. I'm going to have my wizard cast Elemental Bolt on the wild dog. I need to roll an 11. This is not to see if it hits. This is just to see if the spell gets cast correctly. I need to roll an 11. I rolled a 13, so it's a successful spell. And an Elemental Bolt is a +7. I'm going to double check. I believe it's a +7. It's a +7 shooting attack, range of 16. I've definitely got the range. So it's a +7, and the wild dog is +0. I rolled an 18 to its 1. And 18 plus 7 is 25, minus 8 is 17, more than enough to kill the wild dog. Another creature dead. All right, wizard. I am going to have my, let me double check the distance. Oops. Oh, yeah. My man-at-arms is going to go up and charge the spider. Now, I have an ally engaged, so I get +2. The man-at-arms is normally +3, so I get +2 to make a total of +5 versus the spider's +1. I rolled a 9 to its 11. Now, it rolled a 12, but I got the +5, so I rolled a 14, which wins. 14 versus its armor of 8 is 6 damage. It only has 4 health, and I managed to defeat the spider. Now, you may be thinking, oh, this is an easy scenario. Sometimes they are. Sometimes or the dice are in your favor. Sometimes they are not. We still haven't dealt with that bear yet. All right, that is the end of the wizard's phase. I am going to move my other thug up his full 9. Well, I group activated. So yeah, I did. So he can only move 6 and 3. He will double move, but he cannot pick up this token. All right, that is it for the wizard phase. Let me turn everybody around. And we'll come over here. And we will deal with the apprentice right here. We took care of was it the wild dog or the wolf? I can't remember. It was the wolf. We have a bear. So before we do anything, the apprentice is going to try to cast Elemental Bolt. It's a little more difficult. I need a 13 to cast it. I rolled an 18. Like I said, sometimes the rolls are on your favor. I got another successful spell. It is a +7 versus the bear's +4. +7, +4. I rolled an 18 to its 20. Now, if I remember right, for a magic attack, the 20 normally would mean it wins. Let me look that up. That is a good question. For a shooting attack, a nat 20 usually means that the enemy wins, right? I'm going to look up the crit roll. Well, I say the animals don't crit in this. I do specify that for critical hits, natural 20s are not treated that way. So, I did win. It got a 24, and I got a 25. 25 minus its armor of 12 is 13. It has 14 health. It has 1 health left, and it is wounded. When you go below 4 health, 4 or less, you are wounded. You only get 1 action. So that bear is definitely not feeling very good. I'm feeling good about it. Animal, large, strong. Let me look that up to make sure that animals can be wounded. Strong, and what was the other one? Large and strong. Large. Let's see. Large is, this creature is easy to target. It suffers from large target modifier when doing shooting attacks. Well, the magic attack was a shooting attack. Technically, it says it's a shooting attack. So I should have subtracted 2, which he would have gotten an 18, but it doesn't matter. And then strong does +2 damage. So the apprentice is feeling good today. But unfortunately, the bear will be able to move closer. And I might get lucky with my archer up here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my fighters into position. I'm just going to move them up a couple inches each. Him up to here. Ready to engage the bear. And that is the end of the apprentice phase. I'm not moving the apothecary anywhere. The apothecary is kind of pricey. I don't want to lose him. He also has a free healing potion. So, with the enemy, I've only got the one. The bear is down there. The bear can only move, it only has one action. It can move, what did I say, 4? No, 6. It will move directly towards, it's going to get right there. All right, unfortunately, I am out of time. So in the next episode, I will probably finish this adventure up, I hope. I'm very near 2 of the treasure tokens. The third one back there is not close yet. And I don't know what I'm going to be rolling for random creatures. But join me next week. In a week, I'll be back, and I'll pick up where I left off, and we'll see what happens with the rest of this delve. All right, everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back in a week. Until then, everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.